Ronnie McMullen, I tell you, he's an expert. He's from GetTheT.com, and he has a powerful information we've been discussing. Prepare for war. Ronnie, what in the world's going on in the West Coast?
Well, they're moving missiles. They're moving equipment right now, and they're setting up for war. And most people in the military know this, at least in the high levels of military know this. And I think it is my opinion. I was just stating this not too long ago that Kim Jong is the puppet. He's the one. I mean, think about this. I mean, the guy's unstable. He has no morals. He has no nothing. He hates his people. I mean, he's not a good dude. So why not use him as a front for the true superpower behind him, which is China? And when you see China, China is looking at Kim Jong as like, hey, we're not mad at him because they want Kim to take the first step. They want him to shoot the missiles, and they want us to be shooting back and trying to take out North Korea. And the reason they want that is because then we're having to reload, and if China steps in, we're toast. And that's not even counting Russia, because there were war games, I want to say 10, 15 years ago, there were war games with China and Russia together. So they know that one way they need to do is they need to be unified if they want to take out the United States.
You know, this is an unbelievable plan and scenario you're talking about. But if Kim Jong Un keeps being the one that baits us, if Donald Trump pulls the trigger and says we got to do a preemptive strike on Kim Jong Un and North Korea, you're saying China will immediately react to defend North Korea, and then that leaves us wide open the back door for Russia.
Yeah, and Putin is the sharp one. He's the sharp one. Everybody else plays with their emotions, including the United States. We're moving missiles. We're getting all ready. And let me tell you something. The neocons, they want war because war makes money. I mean, If you go to the very top, they're all connected anyway. China, Russia, United States, they're all kissing each other's rear ends. So at the very, very top levels, they just have us down here in the bottom levels playing war and doing different things so they can make money and wipe out people so they can get the population down on the world. That's what they want. This is why all the neocons have all these underground bases that are supposedly nuclear proof, blah, blah, blah. I think there's going to be a fly in the ointment. What that fly is, I don't know. So what we're going to see is North Korea, because of who he is, he's going to be the trigger puller. Yeah. And what we're doing is we're having Trump is basically taunting him. We will not put up with this. We will not. You're not going to tell a guy that's unstable we're not going to put up with this. He's going to shoot. He's going to go for it.
Right.
So they need to, if Trump was playing smart, he would be very quiet because this guy's a loose cannon. And China wants Kim Jong to basically pull the trigger. They want it because they don't want to pull the first trigger. They want Kim Jong to pull the first trigger.
You know, and also, Ronnie, you've been saying that there is, we got information, there's quite a bit of quite a bit of missiles and things, hardware being moved all along the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington State, all the way to Alaska. What are we doing? U.S. military hardware, right?
Yes. And I've seen some of it moving myself, just driving back. I have a lot of business and family in California. I've seen it move, and I'm like, wow, now these are missile launchers. These are mobile missile launchers. I mean, you're like, wow, what are they doing here?
Yeah, that's not every day you see that going down I-5. I mean, and you're not you're not the first person to tell me that. I've had several emails from folks out of California saying, Pastor, I've seen trainloads of tanks. I've seen rocket launchers, trucks, things moving everywhere. And we're not talking about just, your National Guard kind of thing. This is huge hardware moving.
Oh, absolutely. And so, and it's something to be, I'm not sure about worried about, but on the same token, I think we need to be aware. I had many years ago, I had a dream, and my dream basically showed me that there was going to be a nuclear blast, and I saw it in Vandenberg Air Force Base. And I went out and told people. I actually held meetings telling people about this. Wow. So this was clear back in 2003. So I saw it coming, and I've ever since then, everybody's like, you're wrong. See, nothing ever happened to that dream. And I'm thinking, but it's not over. Don't we have prophecies that are not even fulfilled that are sitting in the Bible right now and they're still not fulfilled?
Oh.
So how can we put a date on a prophecy or a dream or so? And if you look at how many dreams that are revealed in the Bible, it's massive. So, and I'm not saying that I'm some kind of prophet or whatever. I'm just saying this was revealed to me, and I actually went to some officials that were in high levels of military, and none of them came against what I was saying. None of them.
Right. Well, let me just speak to the prophecy part. Yeah, you're not professing to be a prophet, but the spirit of prophecy, the prophetic unction that the Lord brings to people through dreams and visions, that was prophesied actually by Joel that would happen, especially in the last days. And so what you saw, even though it hasn't happened like right away, there's all kinds of dreams in the Bible that's yet to be fulfilled, although a lot of them have. There's still a lot left to go. So, I mean, people need to understand that when we may get a dream, a vision, and we may say, what am I supposed to do with this? Well, and you were doing what you could with that, alerting people. But because it went on record, because you let people know, down the road at some point, it will come into play. And so that's just how the spirit of prophecy through the Lord works. And so I'm concerned about this, Ronnie. The preparations for war, the Russians, I mean, the media is playing into this. They're constantly trying to bring tension between the United States and Russia.
The media is pushing this big time. And let me take this up a notch. When I was warning people in April of 2003, I went to Lompoc, California, which is where, it's literally, you can throw a rock to Vandenberg Air Force Base. I had officials, I had military brass in this meeting, and I was basically sharing, and as I was sharing this issue of this is what's going to happen to this area, all of a sudden I felt like the Lord tell me, ask the people. And I thought, okay, and I said, I'm going to just share with you guys, this is really off the wall, but I said, I'm going to turn the mic back to the people. Anybody else have a dream like this? Anything that's similar to what I'm saying that you had a dream? 5 people held their hand up.
Wow.
And they all spoke. And as I listened, I took each one and they shared their dream. And let me tell you, or a nightmare, you might say.
Yeah.
And 5 people, and it was like it's describing a car. Somebody would describe the front end of the car. Another person would describe the side of the car. Another would be the rear end of the car. And everybody, it was the same exact thing in different realms. So it wasn't like it was, oh, well, this is going to happen over here in another city. It was the same thing in different realms, and it was very, very eerie.
Here's something I want to read, Ronnie, real fast. A letter I received from an individual who has been in the government and is a reservist for FEMA, but has never been trained like they were trained recently. The individual says, I'm also a reservist in FEMA. They've been deploying us more. I had to go to a domestic preparedness meeting or training for a week. I learned so many frightening things. Several members of FEMA's urban search and rescue team were present. They informed us that they participated in Operation Gotham Shield. They joked about how the fallout would bring great business for crematories and companies producing refrigeration units. Although I worked in mitigation, we were told they were preparing everyone for the upcoming war. And then they go on to say everyone needs to be prepared to store the bodies. Ronnie, you know what? Look, there's something going on, and Operation Gotham Shield. Remember last year, Operation Jade Helm. The government has admitted both of those were covert operations within the population of America.
Yeah, they're very real, and this can be scary for a lot of people listening and watching. And I just want to share that this might be scary, but you have to realize who they and them are. The global elite or the elitists, you can call them, whatever you want to call them. They have no morals. They have no understanding. And yes, they are spiritual. They're not spiritual in the sense of making God their God. They're more in the spiritual sense of they know there's a God and they don't want to come underneath that God. So this is why we've seen for us all, these new sayings that are leaving God out. instead of saying one nation under God, that's going bye-bye. They're going to say for us all, for togetherness and unity. And they say all these other things because they want God out of the picture, because they're defying God. They're rebelling. Right. So global. With this being said, the fact that I see coming is, yes, it's going to be dark, but it's always dark before the light. Amen. So we are going to cross over, and if we die, what a better, let me tell you something. I think it's great if I was to die in a nuclear blast, because I'm not going to suffer. Right. I'm going to be done, and then I'm going to cross over, and then I'm going to be with who I've served for so many years. So I'm thinking this is a good thing. It's not like I have a death wish or anything, but This is not a scary thing to me. The media is the one that scares us with all of it. Think about this, the diseases that are going around, the Zika virus and the Asian flu and the bird flu and all this stuff. And this is how we suffer. Or cancer, we suffer for years. Why would you want to? I would rather be gone in a nuclear blast. I think it'd be great. Kim, push the button. I double dog dare you.
I double dog dare you. Okay. Well, you speaking of there about a lot of things going on, and I'm glad you brought it out. We have nothing to fear. The Lord hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love and power and a sound mind. So, but we got to be made aware, and I think the public needs to know this. Now, when you talk about Zika, you threw out there the mosquitoes. Ronnie, I just been reading where Google is releasing 20 million new mosquitoes into Fresno, California. They're going to release 1 million a week. They've been releasing them 1 million a week. These mosquitoes were raised by robots. They're all males. They all are carrying some type of a virus, so that when they go to mate with the females, the females become sterile and don't have their eggs they're sterile. So they're saying they're doing this to get rid of the Zika virus. But Ronnie, there is no Zika virus in Fresno, California. So what's really going on here?
Well, it's my opinion, and just an opinion. I'm not a scientist. I'm not, a crystal ball reader, but it is my opinion. Anytime you mess with the ecosystem, and we can talk about chemtrails, we can talk about weather manufacturing, whatever. Anytime you mess with what God has already laid down as the premise, and you change it, you're waiting for hell to come down on you. Wow. And point being, if you're going to release 20 million mosquitoes, and they're putting in supposedly this good bacteria, that's great. The only problem is it's probably going to backfire. Right. Just like weather modification, it backfires. Just like war, it backfires. Right. Just like everything that man touches, it backfires. So with this being said, poor California. I'm glad I moved out of there, because they're going to have a heck of a lot of mosquitoes, and mosquitoes, as you know, carry disease. This is where the West Nile was carried. This is where malaria was carried. And obviously Zika is carried. And I think it's interesting, the push on the fear mongering, because there was an article that said that health authorities estimate 1.5 million people a year are infected with Zika virus in Brazil. Now, let's just break the sentence down. Health authorities. Okay, who would that be? Oh, I noticed they didn't mention who that is. Right. And then there was estimate, right? An estimate. Right. So you go to a car and you say, hey, my engine's not running. Can you give me an estimate? Right. Is that estimate exactly the number that you pay? And the answer is no. No. So if you had a bad mechanic, he might estimate what? High. He might say, well, that tune-up's going to cost you $4,632. Okay, so are they estimating high because they want everybody to be scared of the Zika virus? And here's the big thing, okay? This is what pushes the fear. So guess what? We don't have a vaccine. We don't have the Zika virus vaccine. What do we do? So here's how the lines go. Create a disease. We have the Zika. Yeah. Wait for a demand and collect the cash. So we wait for the demand of the vaccine. Oh, we need a vaccine. And then miraculously, watch this. I'm telling you, Pastor, watch this. You're going to see, and guess what? Here's the news of the day. We have a Zika virus vaccine. Yay! And everybody's going to go, I want it, because there's so many mosquitoes and people are dying and blah, 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 blah. And they're going to rush down there and they're going to pay the piper.
Wow. So you're saying the same thing that they're setting the scenario to cause people to panic, to make a run on the vaccine, and it makes millions and millions of dollars for those involved. Oh, by the way, Zika, I mean, we can tell you who the people are been involved in this. And I mean, Bill Gates, he's involved in everything, but
I mean, what is he doing? He makes computers, of course not anymore, but he made computers, but he's going to deal with disease, right? Disease control. And what is he, the CDC? So create the disease. They have the Zika virus. Who knows? That's probably made in Plum Island. Wait for the demand, because we don't have a Zika vaccine yet. So we're all going to get everybody all fearful, and that way they can stomp the doors down when all of a sudden the miracle hits, and then, of course, collect the cash. And it could be millions of dollars, but it might be billions of dollars.
Right. Wow. Well, all right. Since that's now that you look, I've got a glass of getthetea.com. I'm drinking getthetea.com because I need to calm my nerves, I guess. It's actually good for us. Matter of fact, Ronnie, tell us about getthetea.com and the health benefits that it gives us.
Well, here's the thing, Pastor, is a lot of your people have tried this and they like it and they're buying it and they love it. Okay, why do they love it? Because it's cleaning them out. They're getting rid of garbage that shouldn't be in their body. And so they're seeing the benefits. But there's a lot of people maybe listening to you or watching you, and they have not tried it. And I would just talk to those people and say, why not? Why would you not want to try something that's going to help you stay clean? Do you not think there's anything in the air or the water? And of course, it could be a big hype, but how many people are getting a hold of the talk show hosts and the radio hosts and the YouTube hosts and saying, hey, thank you so much for getthetea.com because I tried it and it works. And we have more and more emails. People, I have hosts telling me we get emails all the time how good your stuff is.
Oh, yeah.
That's not going to be a scam. That's going to be a reality. Let me tell you something. If all of a sudden any of this stuff that we're talking about is going to come to pass, in other words, anything for the mosquito stuff, anything for war, what would you want stored? What would you want to have in your back pocket? A Twinkie? No. You're going to want something that's going to clean your body out. It's called detoxification, which means there's stuff in you that shouldn't be in you. We could say that if the world was clean, because GMOs are there, because there's chemicals in the air and the water. So just living, there's stuff going on. And our food has changed. In the past 40 or 50 years, we're not eating food. We're having substance. We need real food, plant food. And all of our plants have been bombarded with herbicides and pesticides. So we're kind of in a bad way. And this is why I'm not real scared about the war thing, because it's like we're shot ourselves in the foot. And I'll tell you something, Pastor. I do not like to suffer. Not my game. Don't like it.
No.
So if we can have a rush with things, taking place quickly, all the better. But all this to say is, what would you want in your back pocket? Would you want a Twinkie? Would you want something that's going to make you sick? Would you want pharmaceuticals? Or would you want something that you could drink and that you could go, oh my gosh, this is helping me get stuff out? And that's kind of how I see it. The tea is going to, and for those of you out there that have a few pounds on you and you've never tried this, you will probably lose some weight. That's a side effect. It's not a weight loss product, but it removes the garbage in your colon. And how great is a colonoscopy? I'm not thinking it's too good, not something I want to be doing. And now it's the new thing, you need a colonoscopy and you need to get another one and another one and another one. We want to be in those places. And I'm sorry, no thank you, pass. So for me, I would rather do things naturally than to do things, forcefully.
And folks, it tastes delicious. I have to tell you. We drink the tea all the time. Matter of fact, there's already people right now chatting saying, how do I get the tea? Where's this tea? What kind of tea? Getthetea.com. You go to getthetea.com, getthetea.com, and I'll put the link is right there in the description. You click on it, take you right there. And not only do you have tea, Ronnie, which we love. Heidi and I, we just can't drink enough of it, really. But you have a lot of great supplements, and they're all organic. They're all herbal. I mean, I'll give you one right now, the Essential Bees. And you've been telling me. Tell them a little bit about the Essential Bees.
We sell a lot of Essential Bees. And the reason they're essential is because a lot of times, if you go buy a bee complex, the bees that I put in Essential Bees are not in your bee complex because these are essential to have, but a lot of bee complexes don't. They put the main bees in. So I went and put something together where you're not getting it's not the main Bs, but it's these other Bs that you really kind of need in your body. So, B6, B7, B8, this kind of thing. So this is something that we put together. It's selling great. It gives people energy. When you're good on your Bs, I mean, you're good. We have the Allison Advance, which is we call it the garlic wonder. And it's equal to 34 to 40 cloves of garlic. You don't smell like garlic. You don't burp up garlic. And let me tell you something. If you have problems with your cardiovascular, you need it. And the wonderful thing, and like the tea, people go, oh, it's $35. I can't believe it. Wait a second. Hold the phone. It's a month's supply, and you're drinking 2 8-ounce glasses a day. It's like $1 a day. Seriously. What does a Monster drink cost? $2.50? $3? What's a soda pop cost? And these things are not going to help you. Those things are going to tear you down.
Those things are killing you. I mean, those Monsters, I mean, those things will kill you after a while. I mean, you're right.
Well, that's why they're called Monster.
I know. Folks, seriously. So when you get the tea.com, when you go there, get the tea.com, you'll find out his products are all organic, and they really do help. I tell you, the Essential Bees, for me, whatever it is, I just get more energy. I get more energy. It's just, I guess it's supplementing what my body needs.
Yep. And the colostrum, for those people out there that have stomach aches and stomach problems and so on, and gluten problem, let me tell you something. The colostrum is a big, big help. Huge. Let me put it in the right words so I don't get in trouble. It will help you maintain your great GI tract. But the fact is, a lot of people have stomach aches. So do they really have a great GI tract going? No. So this is something where I love things that work. That's what's really great about the tea. People do the tea and they go, this works, right? So they do the colostrum, this works, right? And I've had told people, I said, you really want to know if Allison works? Go get a blood read, go get your blood pressure done, go do all of that. Take Allison for 60 days and go back and do your blood work and tell me what's happening. And that's why we sell a lot of Allison. That's why we sell. In fact, we sell so much tea, Allison, and colostrum that I put it together so people can save money. It's called the Big Three. You can get chocolate colostrum or vanilla colostrum. You'll get the tea and you'll get the Allison. It's called the Big Three, and you save money when you buy all three. Plus, you get free shipping, so it's all good.
And also, your grapeseed extracts. Can you tell them a little bit about that, Ronnie, the benefits from grapeseed? A lot of folks don't know this.
Well, grapeseed is really good for cardiovascular, and grapeseed is also good for the eyes. Grapeseed's, resveratrol, and it also has properties in it that helps with blood sugar. So it's really a very positive thing to be taking. I mean, all of my stuff is really, how do I say this? What I did not want to do when I was putting stuff together is I didn't want to just have every vitamin there was or every supplement there was that you could get at Vitamin World. That was not, because, it doesn't work. In my stuff, you'll find no fillers. It's totally GMO free and it's totally organic. So my stuff's the real deal. But what I did do is I put stuff together that kind of combats if you were somebody that had glucose problems, if you were somebody that had cardiovascular problems, if you were somebody that had, whatever, certain issues, maybe your colon is jammed, whatever. And by the way, the tea also helps your kidneys and helps your liver. So that's really important to realize too. So how important is that to you? Your organs need to be taken care of, because when they fail, things go bad.
And, I don't think a lot of times people have busy lives. They're working, they're on the go, they're moving, and they're grabbing things quickly, eating all this GMO food, eating fast food, which will kill you, the toxins. It's one molecule. I don't want to throw up on any restaurant, but some of it is one molecule short of being plastic. I mean,
yes.
Right, Ronnie? It's not good.
That's margarine. One, if you're going to make a move, get butter, And they say, oh, butter's not good for you. Well, it's a lot better than margarine.
Hey, I've got right here too, bilberry. Tell me a little bit about, is there antitoxin properties in this bilberry?
Yeah, bilberry's good. It's antioxidants are going on in there. And you also have for the eyes, really good for the eyes, cardiovascular, really good for the cardiovascular. So all these things, and they all do a little bit. In fact, what we do is when we have when we send off to the people, they buy whatever they're buying. I send information sheets so they know what they're buying, because they're going to go, well, I read on the website this, and this, and I buy it. But what happens is when you buy it, you forget why you bought it. So I thought, no. I'm going to make sure that when somebody buys it for the first time, I'm going to put in a sheet so they go, okay, I bought Bilberry, and here's all the things that it does. That's going to make them, because here's the deal, and I get this a lot. A lot of people will say, oh, I want to get the tea. They get all excited listening to us. You know, people are maybe chatting right now saying, well, we need to get it. Okay, great. Go to get the tea. You can do that. That's all wonderful. And guess what? It all dies in 5 days or 6 days when they get their product. They set it on the shelf. Then they put it in the cupboard, and they never use it. Well, guess what? If you never use the product, if you buy the product and never use it, you never get the benefits. So I put little papers in there to say, here's why you're taking it. Here's why you ordered it. And then it gets them excited, because they're like, okay, you can't see benefits unless you take place. You know, somebody says, I want to lose weight. Okay, well, why don't you exercise? Okay, I will, but they don't. Right. Well, guess what? Do you think you're going to see the benefits of exercise? No. So this is what we need. You know, I'm going to change my diet. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. And you never do it. Guess what? You're going to see the benefits? No. So this is the same thing. And think of, people will go out of their way to make an extra buck. You know, oh, there's this guy talking about how I can make $10,000 my first month. I'm going to go pay $50 to see him. And it's like, well, if you have a major heart attack and die, what good is that? Right. So we need to be taking care of our body, and that's something I like to encourage people, because, you know, I've lost, over the past 5 years, I have lost 68 pounds.
Wow, good job,
68
Ronnie.
Pounds, and keeping it off.
That's
okay.
Great.
But let me tell you, I had some diseases. So guess what? When you lose weight, it helps you. And I understand what it's like to have extra pounds. It sucks. I understand this. And so I have compassion for those people. So I don't want to beat them up like the Biggest Loser. But on the same token, I want to say, what good is the tea, or what good is, you know, doing, you know, like say Allison, you go, hey, I need some cardiovascular help. I want to get the Allison, but then you get it, you sit it in the cupboard, and you never take it. You know, I don't get it. You got to be proactive. And just like the tea, people go, well, I don't have time to make tea. Okay, well, I've got an answer for you. D365. It's a pill. It's tea in a pill, and it'll do the same thing. Not quite as effective, pretty doggone close. So there are so many ways to get better, and that's what I focus on, is getting people well, because I don't think our healthcare system is really caring about making people well.
Oh no! And I mean, look at the debate going on in Washington right now over Obamacare. They can't repeal, they can't replace, they can't do neither one. I mean, I've never seen such hypocrisy, Ronnie.
Well, here's the thing: is they're not going to repeal it, because first of all, they could repeal it, but they're not going to. Why? It's a cash cow. Number two, if they did get this all fixed with the whole Obamacare crap, you know, and get rid of it and get the good stuff in, if they did do that, then they would have to move on to their next subject. Their next subject was tax reform.
Right.
Why would they want to fix tax reform? That's the funnel of taking our money and doing dastardly deeds.
I know.
So why would they want to fix that? They're not going to fix that. They're going to sit there and talk. Yep. And meanwhile, guess what's going to happen? In the midst of this, if they don't get war going, we're going to have an economy collapse. And if we don't have an economy collapse, we're going to be in the middle of war. So they've got it all set up, and we're kind of gun to our head. But here's the thing. Things never go as planned.
No, it backfires. And to your point, they should be fixing healthcare and then doing tax reform. Very simple. They're stalling, they're blaming, they're finger pointing, they're jumping ship, and then meanwhile, as we started this broadcast, all the missiles are starting to be moved, all the military positioning, China, Russia, United States, North Korea, all this, and if a war breaks out, healthcare and tax reform goes way on the back burner.
Oh yeah, you know? Oh yeah. And let me tell you something, you know, I'm not against Trump. I'm actually for Trump, but he's showing colors that I don't like. He's telling these guys, get that health care bill up here so I can sign it. And I would say to him, President, with all due respect, why would you sign such a piece of you know what? Because this is not good. This is worse than Obamacare. So, and the other second thing that really kind of I question is the fact that, okay, you're going to tell me all these missiles are being moved and President Trump doesn't know about it? So why is he not talking about it? Why is he not preparing the people?
Yeah, he knows he's moving them, and he's moving them for maybe, we don't know exactly what the generals, the Joint Chiefs, what they're all telling him, why they got to move things. But
he's very aware. And let me tell you something, when secrets go on, then all of a sudden my mistrust kicks in.
Right. So we've got
That's for me.
And it looks like a lot of secrets are going on. I mean, we've got military movement everywhere. We got mosquitoes being dumped on us. We got GMOs. They're spraying stuff everywhere on the pesticides. We've got all kinds of things going on around us, and we, the people, are gonna somewhere we wake up, Ronnie. Maybe shows like this wake us up. Meanwhile, GetTheT.com. GetTheT.com, right, Ronnie? And be ready for anything.
I think my motto needs to be stay healthy until it's your time.
That's right. That's right.
And another thing too, we probably should keep a watch on Fresno, California. Okay. Because they're releasing 20 million mosquitoes.
Yeah.
First of all, can you imagine? I mean, I don't know about you, but when you go by a lake and there's all those mosquitoes and they're biting you and everything else, I mean, it's kind of miserable.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being in Fresno and having 20 million, not just 20 million mosquitoes, 20 million extra mosquitoes?
Oh, yeah. Turning
How
them
miserable
loose.
That's got to be.
That's unbelievable. 1 million mosquitoes a week for 20 straight weeks. In Fresno, California. Fresno, say no, is what I would say. Say no to mosquitoes, okay? Oh, wow. Ronnie, it's a pleasure having you on. I mean, you're always full of knowledge and full of wisdom, and we're just so glad you come on. And folks, Ronnie McMullen, go to his website, GetTheT.com. GetTheT.com. I drink it. Heidi drinks it. It really makes us feel healthier. It does cut back all the toxins. And then, of course, it's not just the tea. It's the supplements he has. He's got the full variety of things that you may need. You can go there. It's a very informative website. It will keep you informed on the areas in your life you may feel you're lacking, and get those supplements.
And also, I want to mention, for those of you that are watching or those of you that are listening, make sure you tell me, because it really helps, because I support Pastor Paul. Make sure you tell me you heard it on Paul Begley. Make sure that you make a connection. It's right there on our website. You just click on it and say, hey, this is where I heard it from. That way he gets the credit. And I want him to get the credit because we support his program, and that's really, really important. And you guys need to get fired up. For those of you out there that have not tried my product, I double dog dare you.
God bless you, Ronnie. We appreciate it very much. And we look forward to seeing you again next time.
All right. Thanks, Pastor.
All right. God bless.
Video for you right now. Watch this till the very end. You are going to love this. Leave a comment. And have a wonderful weekend.
Our new policy begins with strictly enforcing U.S. law. Strictly enforcing U.S. law.
America, in the face of our common dangers, in this winter of our hardship, let us brave once more the icy currents and endure what storms may come. Let it be said by our children's children that when we were tested, we refused to let this journey end.
Fire right there by Big Bear.
Let us mark this day with remembrance of who we are and how far we have traveled. Let it be told to the future world that in the depth of winter, when nothing but hope and virtue could survive, that the city and the country, alarmed at one common danger, came forth to meet it. America, in the face of our common dangers, in this winter of our hardship, let us remember these timeless words. With hope and virtue, let us brave once more the icy currents and endure what storms may come. Let it be said by our children's children that when we were tested, we refused to let this journey end.